when I was 21.
What's going on, guys? Koogs46 here, bringing you a brand new video. And if you guys are not aware, MLB The Show tweeted today the new content update, or not the content update, but like the calendar for MLB The Show 17 reveals, the live streams, all the developer stuff. They did the same thing last year, and they finally announced all the dates for all the stuff this year. So I'm going to go through it. I want to talk about a little bit of each one, and it is not just me today. Well, technically it is just me. It's just kind of like a second half of me. If you guys don't know my brother, Carldude, he's a big Twitch streamer, and he's actually on the other side of the mic. Say what's up, Carl.
What's up, Koogs or Carldude? I mean, I don't even know what to call you because funny story. Just I'll let you know what Koogs is talking about there. We look like exactly the same, and
it's freaky.
How we found out is all my viewers are like, "Yo, man, you look like Koogs. You look like Koogs." I didn't even know who he was at the time. I'm like, "Who's this Koogs guy?" And I found him on YouTube. And one time Koogs was streaming, and they're like, "Dude, this Koogs guy looks just like," and everybody told me. I'm like, all right, I'll go check it out. And I pulled up Koogs' stream, did a side-by-side, and I ended the stream right there because I called my mother, and she had some explaining to do because we look identical. It is crazy. It's like looking in the mirrir.
Dude, it was the freakiest thing.
It was. I'm still shocked. We're about to have a DNA test when I'm out there for TwitchCon because I'm feeling kind of a Parent Trap thing here.
Oh yeah. This is definitely. You're right. Definitely some explaining to do.
I'm excited to talk about the content. We got a lot on the schedule here, so thanks for having me on, Koogs.
Oh, I got you, bro. I got you, man. There's way too much to talk about. It's just like they gave a lot more info just on the like titles of everything than I like thought. It was pretty much has.
Yeah,
everything.
They did this last year, too. It's a big tease, and it leads to a lot of speculation.
Exactly.
And that's what we're going to do here. We're going to speculate on a lot of things. Like, the biggest one I see that most people are speculating on is March 2nd. They have a presentation and commentary improvement, and they have little blank dots that you can fill in with names. And I don't know if we want to start with this, if you want to go in order, but let's just get this out of the way here. It says blank presentation package. And it's almost 100% sure that it's going to be MLB Network presentation, which I don't know about you, but I watch MLB Network all the time. So that is going to be
I have
awesome.
it on in the background. Like, it's just background music to me at this point.
That's going to be exciting. Kind of reminds me of what ESPN used to do with like the 2K games. And that's very exciting. And it sounds like they're also going to bring a couple new broadcasters to the booth. And like, I don't know, there's been a lot of speculation on a couple of them, but I'm thinking one for sure is going to be Harold Reynolds because they did that old Seattle glitch, or no, Seattle Easter egg is what they called it. Everybody was like, oh, is this going to be like a Diamond Dynasty thing? It was just Harold Reynolds in the booth. So, I mean, kind of makes sense that they would bring him over after they had an Easter egg of him in MLB 16.
And it's one of the only names that actually fits the asterisks there, like, which is pretty much what
that other one,
the other one. Yeah.
I thought like maybe John Smoltz, but it doesn't fit. Like you said, Vin Skull, like just drop the Y because why not? I mean,
just
you might
a
as
mad
well.
tease.
That would be crazy if they brought Vin Scully with Ken Griffey Jr. on the cover.
Oh my God.
That would just sell the game instantly. But
dude,
it's exciting to see what they have.
Yeah, I've like some people have been suggesting names. Like I've seen Rod Allen, I've seen Jim Price. Like I feel like if I heard their voices, I would recognize like which team they're from. But like I couldn't.
I feel like they would have to be MLB Network related though. And once you think if they have the presentation package and they're already working alongside with other MLB Network announcers.
Yeah, especially if one of them is going to be Harold Reynolds. Like the other one, it's got to be there. I was at school today and I just wanted to know so bad. I was literally in class looking up MLB Network's talent, and literally nobody's name fit. Actually, no, there was one guy that fit, but he's like kind of like a every now and then type of guest on what's that one? MLB Now, I think it's called. Like,
oh yeah,
yeah. It's just like it didn't make sense.
Maybe they're just doing this to kind of throw us in the wrong direction too. Like there's a lot that are close, like Bob Costas, but it just doesn't fit entirely in the right spots. But I mean, it'll be interesting. I'm definitely excited. But what other things on the list here are you excited to see?
The main thing I'm excited for, like, of course, all the Diamond Dynasty is really, really exciting as always. But the whole Road to the Show, Pave Your Path stuff, that gets me intrigued because I made a whole video back in September just talking about how Road to the Show needs a complete overhaul, like 100%. Like I remember getting NBA 2K17, and I already stopped playing that game, like it wasn't my thing, but I was really into the My Player, and I love how they have a story mode, how your choices affect things, how you get to choose your endorsements and all your brands and stuff like that. That's gets you invested in your Road to the Show character, because right now Road to the Show is literally you go in there, you play a game, you look at text to see what your manager says, and then you play another game. Like, there's no investment in the character that you put all your time creating, all your time spending going through the minor leagues. So I'm really, really happy that they're actually going deeper with the Road to the Show storyline. I think it's a long time coming. And when it says pave your path, that just pretty much screams at me like choices are going to matter this time around. So I'm really looking forward to that.
Definitely cool that they're giving it a little love, because I know that Road to the Show used to be their top game mode by far. And when I used to buy MLB The Show, it was just for Road to the Show, and it was awesome. But they haven't done anything with it, and the momentum has kind of shifted towards Diamond Dynasty and the interest, and as it should. Diamond Dynasty is awesome. It's going to be my favorite always, but I think Road to the Show could definitely use a revamp. Looks like they're trying to maybe do that this year. They added a little bit last year with their perks, but they really didn't, like, they're not the same as like the badges on NBA. The perks were achievable by just upgrading your player. What's fun in that? Like, I'd rather go out there and like hit like 30 home runs and get that power swinging perk or something like that, or the juice perk, just something that's achievable and that you grind towards.
One thing that somebody mentioned, I don't know where I saw it, it might have been on Reddit or something, but somebody was talking about like how in 2K, one thing that they do is they put like a cap on some of your attributes, and then you get like attribute boosts, which can bring you over that cap. I really hope they don't do that, because for me, like, I don't want my power to be maxed out at 87. Like, if I'm going to be spending my time playing a single player game mode that has no effect on anybody but my own enjoyment, like, I don't want any restrictions on my player. Attribute caps I really am not down with, so I really hope they keep it the way it is in that aspect.
Yeah, the reason why they do that in 2K, which I would like it if they did in MLB The Show, if they did one thing, is 2K, you make your creative player, you do your My Career, you bring that player over to the My Park, that's why they have the cap limits on there, so everybody doesn't have OP players. But this, like, what I've always wanted, I probably will never happen, but make your Road to the Show player the same player as your Diamond Dynasty player, and you can bring them over to Diamond Dynasty. And if they did that, I wouldn't mind cap limits and make like an archetype, like, oh, I want to make a speedy contact guy, or I want to make a just straight out power guy, or somebody that's good at fielding. I would really love that. And the grinding aspect of it, I would actually probably play Road to the Show. And if you just make it like an overall limit like 2K does, like you can only like pay a certain amount of money to get your player up to like an 88, and the rest you have to grind for and play for. I'd love that. That would be awesome. But
what would you say about, like, let's say they make it harder for you to level up your guy in Road to the Show. So let's say it takes a lot more training points to get your power and your contact and all your attributes up, but at the same time that affected your Diamond Dynasty player. Like, as you're upgrading your Road to the Show player, you're upgrading your Diamond Dynasty player. Do you think they should keep it like as it is, or do you think they should, like, as it is by like feeding cards to your guy, or do you think they should make it so it's kind of like you're saying, like a universal type of upgrade system, I guess?
Well, to be honest, I really don't like the creative player in Diamond Dynasty at all. Like, it's cool for a sec, like making like a 99 overall Brian Dozier, my favorite player, but at the same time, it comes a little bit overpowered, like when you put your dude in that pitcher or the bullpen and the guy's just got 99 stats everywhere. I just want them to get rid of that completely. And if they wanted to keep some creative player aspect to it, that's where the Road to the Show comes along with it, where you could just bring it over and you'd have to actually work towards your player. I think that would get a lot more people playing Road to the Show, and it'd spike interest in both. Like, maybe somebody that just played Road to the Show only and never touched Diamond Dynasty, if you made it linked to Diamond Dynasty, maybe they'll check Diamond Dynasty out. Exactly, it works both ways. And then, another thing though, like, I was looking at the pre-order bonuses. They released that today, and it kind of explained what the packs are. And they specified in the sponsor pack, it says 5 pieces of equipment to use in Road to the Show. It says that specifically. So that got speculation going that maybe they got rid of the Diamond Dynasty creative player. So I tweeted that out. I was like, yo, look at this. They're specifying that the Road to the Show, or the equipment's just for Road to the Show. But then somebody pointed out that on the schedule here, it says the 16th of March says create a player revamp. So that I don't know if that means the creative player revamp for Diamond Dynasty or just creative player revamp in general. It'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, I
But
remember. I remember back when they announced the game and they had the Hall of Fame or any of them, and they had the equipment pack or whatever it was. They announced that, and I didn't know if that was going to be for Road to the Show or Diamond Dynasty, or it was going to be like overall like universal, I should say. So, but that's interesting. I didn't hear about that. How it's specifically just for Road to the Show.
yeah, I'm not sure if it said that last year either, but I'm pretty sure last year it said Road to the Show and Diamond Dynasty creative player.
Another thing that's actually really interesting about the pre-order bonus, if you get the Hall of Fame edition, you get that snapback, that Ken Griffey hat or whatever. But you also, it says new era MLB The Show 17 Hall of Fame edition, 5950 hat, and digital new era MLB The Show 17 Hall of Fame edition hat for use in Diamond Dynasty. So that makes it feel like we're gonna be able to make more than one jersey in Diamond Dynasty, as opposed to just having our one set one. So we could have probably alternates, or we could probably use like classic jerseys and stuff, because if it's giving you the opportunity to use a specific hat, you don't get to edit your hat in like a pregame. Like, you just have the base hat that you create. So that's another thing that I noticed, how they might add more diversity into the uniforms, into the actual cosmetics of Diamond Dynasty, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking definitely that we're going to get new jerseys, because on February 23rd, it says on the Little Things live deep dive stream, it says new uniform sets, which has to mean like they're going to add, like what people wanted this for years now, they're going to add actual MLB uniforms, some throwback uniforms. I'll be able to rock the classic baby blue Twins uniforms. You'll be able to rock the throwback Halos uniforms.
Exactly.
It'll be awesome.
California
And you can
Angels
mix
and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, you'll be able to mix and match like the hats. So I'm sure that digital hat, like you can just throw it on. It'll look kind of funky, but people can mix and match uniforms and stuff. It'll be pretty cool.
Also, it says universal profile overhaul, where it also means that maybe people are actually going to pay attention to that now, because I don't know about you, I think I've checked my universal profile maybe one time since MLB 16 came out. Like, I never look over there. I never even venture into that part of the options menu or whatever. So I wonder what they're going to do with that, because
I'm kind of hoping that means like on your universal profile, you can see your online statistics, your online record. And currently it like just show when you're looking at just your record, it combines offline, online, your conquest record, everything's combined, which is annoying. I do not want to see people's conquest games. I just want to see strictly online.
Head-to-head,
Maybe
yep.
they're going to separate online, offline, and make it easier to see. And that's what I'm hoping for from that. But yeah, it'll be.
Yeah, I'm totally.
I don't
with
really
you.
know what
Your offline and conquest games and stuff should not count towards your overall.
Yeah,
so.
because you're like match up with someone who's like 1,300 is their record, and you're like, oh my gosh, but maybe like 700 of those games are offline, and he's really not that good.
Exactly.
It could be misleading, but.
Let's see what else we got on here. We got February 9th, gameplay and retro mode deep dive. Now, retro mode is obviously interesting, but before we get into that, it says new ball physics, humanity AI, cat and mouse gameplay, all new catch and throw engine. That's really exciting. Maybe animations.
Wow, they can catch it this year? Let's go.
Maybe we're not going to do double clutches trying to throw a guy out from shortstop. So that's going to be nice. But new ball physics they talked about in the trailer that Ramon breaks down, how the ball like isn't rolling like it's against a flat wall. There's actually going to be curvature like it's coming off a bat. The humanity AI, I feel like it's going to be more, I don't know, like more emotion in the characters when something happens or something. Like
you saw the like dances and stuff, like the personalized celebrations. It might be something to do with that. Just make it feel more realistic. But the one thing they left out though, like the one big question that everybody wants fixed, bunt cheese. Do you think they're going to address that on February 9th? I think they kind of have to, because that's like the number one like negative thing people always comment about. It's, I'm sick of bunt cheese, and people break controllers over it. I just really think they need to add like a system where it's not easy just to hold triangle and drop down a bunt. Like maybe add it so you have to use a PCI or like have a different, like the bunting stat, have it matter. Like I shouldn't be able to go up there with David Rtts and drop a bunt down just like that. Like somebody that has a low bunting stat should not be able to bunt. Like really easily at all.
Yeah, and that's like the age-long, discussion. Everybody hates the same thing. It's like, animations are totally annoying. Don't get me wrong. When your guy does a lazy throw to first base when he got a speedy guy going, like, yeah, that's annoying. But at the end of the day, with bunchies, it's like that's something that's literally somebody else is using as an exploit to try and win. The animations are totally out of control. Like,
even when you try to stop it with bunt defense, it doesn't always work. Sometimes they'll bunt it right past you. Sometimes your third baseman will miss it. It's really annoying. And the most annoying thing is when you put bunt defense on and they sit there and spam triangle to make your guys rush in. That needs to go. That is so overexploited, because then they'll just hit a little dinker past you and it make you not want to put bunt defense on. But I think we're leaving out the juiciest part of this, and that's February 15th, Diamond Dynasty. Look at all these things that they have listed.
Events, seasons, programs, missions 2.0, new legends and flashback, etc. So, dude,
I'm just rubbing my hands together here, and the one that sticks out to me the most is seasons.
Yes.
Personally, I've been like stressing this for the last 6 months. I want a new Diamond Dynasty online system. I'm not a fan of the rating system they have. There's really no beneficial rewards other than getting a higher rating than for playing online. And some people like that. They don't have to get rid of the rating. They can incorporate the rating into a seasons mode, which I'm hoping this is. I'm hoping it's an online season mode, kind of like Madden seasons. You play a certain amount of games, and then if you win, say it's a 10-game season, you win 7 of those games, you make the playoffs, and then there's playoff rounds, and the higher you advance into the rounds, the better rewards are, and it'll make it feel like a battle royale. That's why I love battle royale so much, is because there's high intensities,
that's like high thrill,
and like there's a lot on the line, and that's what I liked. That's what I'd like to see from Diamond Dynasty.
And especially going like what you were saying with like ratings and stuff, like there's really no point in getting like a high rating unless you just want to be, up high in the leaderboard. But I mean, like people like Cardinal Bird 5, he's got such a high rating that he has trouble finding games. That's why he has like multiple accounts and stuff. So it's
exactly.
So it's
and like you can group these, like you can keep the CS, the DS, the World Series, but just group them based off rating. But then you can still match up with lower ratings, make it easier to find people. And like Cardinal Bird, example, like I'm sure he likes the rating system because he wants to strive to be the best. Don't get rid of it. There's like the top players in the world. They still want to try to beat each other to be the highest rated player in the game. So they can keep that. Like they just, for the more casual people, like not as competitive, I'd say, like you can add this new season system that I'm really hoping they have something good to say on February 15th.
Yeah, another thing I wanted to see, I kind of wanted to see some sort of like tournament mode or something where it's kind of like Battle Royale, like you were saying, how it's like the thrill of like, being in a head-to-head game, like trying to win it all and stuff like that. I don't know how that would work. I made a video on it. Like I said, I don't know what they would do to make that work. Like maybe you put in stubs or something as like a buy-in fee. But events, to me, I'm not sure if that's going to be some sort of like, once a month there's like you get this many runs, you get this many home runs. I'm not sure what they're going with there. I mean, we'll probably just have to wait and see.
That could exactly be what you're referring to, the events as a tournament mode. And what I really want to see from it is like a reason to use different tiers of cards, because we're seeing now, like even now they're releasing lower tiers of cards like silvers, like low golds. They don't even mean anything now. Like make like an all gold tournament or like an all silver tournament, or like restrict the lineups. You have to use different players.
As long as there's like restrictions and themes that make it fair for everybody. Like if you have a guy going in with like 2,000 rating and he has 25 diamonds on his team, and you have another guy going in who's a 1,700 and he's got 8 diamonds and the rest are gold, silvers, bronze. Like obviously it's not really a fair shot. So as long as they keep some sort of restriction on it. But yeah, man, like there's a lot to go on here. I'm not really gonna go into franchise because I don't really play much franchise, but yeah, it's other than that, like these are all really exciting things to look at, just to speculate on. Obviously, we won't know anything until February 7th, which is only a week and a half to 2 weeks, something like that. So it's not that far away until we actually get going into this.
It's going to be a great time on Twitch and for the MLB community, and we're all going to come together and react to all this, and it's going to be awesome these next couple months. I'm just really amped for March 29th.
Me too,
I can't wait for that.
It's going to be, dude, that's that whole week. I checked my spring break, man. My spring break's 2 weeks before, so I got screwed that, but it is what it is. But yeah, man, I don't think there's anything else we really want to talk about on this, or not that we want, but I don't think there's anything else we really need to go too far in depth into. But this was very entertaining, Carldude. I appreciate you coming on and talking to me about these new updates and these new live streams and all these things.
Of course, man. You're like your family to me. So I mean, I had to do it. Like otherwise, my mom would have yelled at me. But
we don't want that.
I'm just kidding. Seriously though, thanks for having me on, Koogs. I appreciate it, man.
All right, for sure, yo. But anyway, guys, that's gonna do it for this video. Really hope you enjoyed. If you did, you know what to do. Hit the like button down underneath. Make sure you guys subscribe so you never miss any episodes of MLB 17 news, I guess. And that's all I have for you guys today. So I hope you enjoyed. Until the next video, I will see you later.